You're listening to Noetic Forge, where ideas are sparked, mysteries are explored, and the mind is free to roam. Let's forge something extraordinary today.
Happy Thanksgiving to you. Welcome to Noetic Forge. We're celebrating this fine day with a hearty feast of ideas, and on the menu today, Thanksgiving, abundance, gratitude, and kindness. We've got a table full of research papers, educational bits, and even some mystical text to chew on. So pull up a chair and let's dig in.
It's a grand spread indeed, and quite timely. Thanksgiving offers a natural backdrop for exploring these themes, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's a day where gratitude takes center stage. But what's fascinating is that gratitude isn't just a feeling. It's actually a measurable trait. Like being introverted or extroverted, they call it trait gratitude. And researchers use tools like the GQ6 and GR to figure out where folks fall on the spectrum.
And what's insightful about these tools is that they reveal just how differently we experience and express gratitude. Some of us might overflow with thankfulness naturally, while others might need a little nudge. But what's consistent across the board is that gratitude is deeply social. It's not just about counting our own blessings. It's about how we perceive the actions and intentions of others.
So it's about those moments when someone does something kind for us.
Yeah.
And we don't just see the act itself, but the thought behind it. That's what sparks the gratitude, right?
Precisely. Research suggests that our brains are wired to not only register the act of kindness, but also the intention behind it. And if we perceive that intention as genuinely good, it triggers a sense of gratitude that's deeply rewarding. In fact, studies have shown that people with higher trait gratitude show increased activity in the reward centers of their brains when they learn about acts of generosity, even if they're not the direct recipient.
So it's like witnessing kindness is its own reward for these folks. That's heartwarming, to be sure. And speaking of kindness, we got some interesting insights from an elementary school curriculum on gratitude. Now, you might think, what can little ones teach us about something so profound? But let me tell you, these lessons are packed with wisdom for all ages.
Oh, absolutely. What struck me was the emphasis on simple, everyday practices, like taking a moment to thank different parts of your body for what they do. Even our little toes work hard. And then there's a practice of expressing gratitude for everyone in the school community, from the teachers to the janitors, acknowledging that every role is important.
It's a beautiful reminder that even small acts of kindness contribute to a positive environment. And it's something we can all do, no matter our age or walk of life. But I'm curious, how do we go beyond these everyday acts of kindness? How do we cultivate gratitude on a deeper level?
Well, there's this classic counting blessings intervention, where folks regularly write down things they're grateful for. It's a simple practice, yet research shows it can lead to increased optimism and life satisfaction. Maybe we should all be keeping gratitude journals, eh?
A gratitude journal for Thanksgiving. Now there's an idea. And speaking of stories that inspire gratitude, the children's book, The Quiltmaker's Gift, is a real gem. It tells the tale of a woman who creates these beautiful quilts and gives them away to those in need, refusing to sell them for profit.
It's a beautiful illustration of the joy of giving and the transformative power of generosity. What's fascinating is how her kindness eventually reaches Eve and the king, a man initially consumed by material wealth and power. But through the quilt maker's simple acts, he realizes that true happiness lies in giving, not taken.
Aye, and it's not just the humans she touches with her kindness. Remember how she helps the hungry bear and the sparrows? And in turn, they end up saving her from danger. It's like this beautiful cycle of kindness and gratitude, rippling through the entire kingdom.
It speaks to the interconnectedness of all beings, and how even small acts of kindness can have a profound ripple effect, even inspiring gratitude in unexpected places. But of course, let's be honest, it's not always easy to feel grateful, is it? Life throws us curveballs, and sometimes those feelings get overshadowed by other emotions.
That's true. And I think the story of those shoes offers a good example of this struggle. We meet young Jeremy, who desperately wants these trendy shoes that everyone else seems to have. He ends up having a hard time expressing gratitude, maybe because of envy or a strong desire for those material possessions.
It's a feeling we can all relate to, wouldn't you say? Especially around the holidays, when there's so much emphasis on what we have or don't have. But it begs the question, what are the obstacles to feeling and expressing thanks? What gets in the way?
Well, as we see with Jeremy, societal pressures and materialism can certainly play a part. The desire for what we lack can sometimes overshadow appreciation for what we already have. But it's not always about material things, is it?
No, not at all. Personal challenges like grief, illness, or difficult relationships can also make it hard to tap into those feelings of gratitude. It's important to acknowledge that gratitude isn't always easy or accessible. There are times when it feels downright impossible, and that's okay.
It is indeed. But even in those tough times, maybe there's still glimmers of gratitude we can hold on to, like the support of loved ones, or the simple beauty of a sunrise. It's about finding those tiny sparks of light, even in the darkness. And speaking of finding light, this makes me think of the Jewish tradition, and those beautiful blessings and prayers for given thanks.
Ah, yes, like the Moda Ani, which is recited upon waking, expressing gratitude for the gift of a new day. It's a powerful way to start the day with appreciation. And then there's the Shehechiyanu, said for special occasions and new experiences, celebrating life's milestones, both big and small.
They're like little rituals, weaving gratitude into the very fabric of daily life, which is lovely, isn't it? It reminds us that gratitude is not just a once-a-year sentiment, but an ongoing practice of recognizing the good in each moment. But I'm curious, how do these blessings translate into action? How can we make them more than just words?
Well, I think the beauty of these blessings lies in their adaptability. They offer a framework, but it's up to each individual to infuse them with personal meaning. Perhaps you could incorporate the Moda Ani into your morning routine, taking a moment to appreciate the simple act of breathing, or the warmth of the sun on your face.
And the Shehechiyanu, how could we bring that one to life?
Imagine saying the Shehechiyanu before enjoying a delicious meal with loved ones, acknowledging the abundance on your table, and the joy of togetherness. Or perhaps you whisper it to yourself when you witness a beautiful sunset, celebrating the ever-changing wonders of nature.
I love that. Finding those moments throughout the day to pause and give thanks. It's like weaving a tapestry of gratitude with each passing hour. But let's shift gears a bit and delve into the research on gratitude. I'm always amazed by the sheer number of benefits that come with practicing gratitude.
The research is quite compelling indeed. Studies show that gratitude can strengthen our immune systems, reduce aches and pains, lower blood pressure, and even improve sleep quality.
Wait, hold on. You're telling me that something as simple as feeling grateful can actually impact my physical health? That's incredible.
It might sound too good to be true, but the evidence is mountain. It seems that gratitude has a profound effect on our physiology, reducing stress hormones and promoting feel-good chemicals in the brain. And the benefits don't stop there.
Right. There's a whole slew of psychological benefits too, isn't there?
Absolutely. Gratitude has been linked to higher levels of happiness and optimism, reduced anxiety and depression, and even increased resilience in the face of challenges.
So it's like gratitude is a superpower that helps us navigate the ups and downs of life with more grace and ease. But I'm curious, how does this all tie into the bigger picture? Where does the philosophical perspective on gratitude come in?
Well, I think this is where things get particularly interesting. We've explored the science and the practical tips, but now let's delve into the deeper meaning and purpose of gratitude. And for this, we turn to the Rosicrucian perspective.
Ah, yes. The Rosicrucians. They view gratitude as more than just a fleeting emotion, right? They see it as a way of seeing the world, a path to spiritual growth and personal transformation.
Precisely. The Rosicrucian teachings emphasize the interconnectedness of all things and the inherent abundance of the universe. They believe that gratitude is a key to tapping into this abundance and aligning ourselves with the flow of universal energy.
So it's about recognizing that we're not isolated individuals, but part of something much larger than ourselves. And gratitude is the bridge that connects us to this greater whole. It's a powerful image, to be sure. But how do we actually cultivate this deeper sense of gratitude? Do they offer any specific practices or techniques?
One of the key concepts they introduce is the cathedral of the soul. Imagine it as an inner sanctuary, a sacred space within each of us where we can connect with the divine and cultivate a deep sense of gratitude.
Okay, I'm visualizing this cathedral of the soul. But is it something we build or something that already exists within us?
It's both, really. It's always there waiting to be discovered. But we need to cultivate it through practices like meditation, contemplation, and acts of selfless service.
It's like we're tending to a garden, gently nurturing the seeds of gratitude until they blossom into something beautiful and strong. But I have to ask, is this cathedral of the soul accessible to everyone, regardless of their spiritual beliefs?
Absolutely. The beauty of this concept is its universality. It's not tied to any specific religion or dogma. It's simply a metaphor for that place within each of us, where we can connect with a sense of wonder, awe, and gratitude for the gift of life itself.
I love that. A space for wonder and awe. It seems particularly relevant on Thanksgiving, wouldn't you say? A day where we gather with loved ones, share a bountiful meal, and reflect on all that we're grateful for. But sometimes those gatherings can be a bit shall we say, complicated. Family dynamics and societal expectations can create tension, even amidst the good intentions.
You raise an important point. Gratitude isn't about pretending everything is perfect or ignoring the challenges we face. It's about finding those glimmers of appreciation, even amidst the messiness of life. And sometimes, it's those imperfect moments that make us even more grateful for the simple things.
Right. Like a warm hug from a loved one, a shared laugh around the dinner table, or the simple act of sharing a meal together. It's about cherishing those moments of connection, however fleeting they may be. But how do we ensure that this spirit of gratitude extends beyond Thanksgiving? How do we make it an integral part of our daily lives?
Well, I think we've touched upon some powerful tools and practices throughout our conversation, from the simple act of keeping a gratitude journal to the deeper exploration of the cathedral of the soul. There's a path for everyone. And what's wonderful is that even small, consistent efforts can yield significant results.
Right. It's about finding what resonates with us and incorporating it into our daily routines, whether it's saying a prayer of thanks before meals, taking a moment to appreciate the beauty of nature, or simply expressing our appreciation to those around us. The possibilities are endless.
And as we cultivate this practice of gratitude, we begin to notice a shift in our perspective. We become more attuned to the abundance that surrounds us, the kindness of strangers, and the simple joys that make life worth living.
It's like we're trading in our old lenses for a new pair. That allows us to see the world through a filter of gratitude. And with that new perspective, we're more likely to experience joy, peace, and a deep sense of connection to something larger than ourselves.
And as we've explored throughout this deep dive, gratitude isn't a solitary pursuit. It ripples outward, touching those around us, and inspiring more kindness and generosity in the world.
So like a beautiful cycle, wouldn't you say? Gratitude inspires kindness. Kindness fosters connection, and connection leads to more gratitude. It's a beautiful dance, to be sure. But I'm curious, how can we apply this to the challenges we face in the world today? Can gratitude really make a difference in the face of so much conflict and division?
That's a profound question, and one that deserves careful consideration. While gratitude alone may not solve the world's problems, it can certainly shift our approach to them. When we're grounded in gratitude, we're less likely to react with fear, anger, or judgment. Instead, we approach challenges with a sense of compassion, understanding, and a willingness to find common ground.
So it's about changing the lens through which we view conflict. Instead of seeing the other as an enemy, we recognize our shared humanity, our interconnectedness. Is that what you're saying?
Precisely. Gratitude helps us cultivate empathy and recognize that even those we disagree with have their own stories, struggles, and reasons for their beliefs. And while it doesn't mean we condone harmful actions, it allows us to engage in dialogue with more open hearts and minds, seeking understanding rather than division.
It's like we're building bridges instead of walls, wouldn't you say? And perhaps those bridges, built on a foundation of gratitude and compassion, can lead to more constructive conversations and ultimately more peaceful solutions. But I'm curious, how do we cultivate this kind of radical gratitude in a world that often feels so dark and divided? Where do we even begin?
Well, I think it starts with ourselves. Each act of gratitude, no matter how small, is a step in the right direction when we choose to focus on the good, to appreciate the simple blessings in our lives.
Yeah.
Not just making ourselves feel better, we're sending out ripples of positive energy that can impact those around us.
So it's back to that ripple effect, eh? Like those beautiful concentric circles that form when you drop a pebble in a still pond. Each act of kindness, each expression of gratitude creates a ripple that expands outward, touching more and more lives.
Exactly. And just as those ripples can spread across a vast body of water, our collective gratitude can create a wave of positive change that transforms the world one heart at a time. It might sound idealistic, but I truly believe that gratitude is a powerful force for good, and it all starts with each of us.
It's a beautiful and hopeful message, especially as we gather with loved ones this Thanksgiving. And it reminds us that gratitude is more than just a feeling. It's a choice we make every day, a choice to focus on the good, to appreciate the blessings, both big and small, and to live our lives with open hearts and grateful spirits.
And perhaps, just perhaps, as we cultivate this collective spirit of gratitude, we can create a world where kindness, compassion, and understanding prevail. A world where we celebrate our differences, embrace our shared humanity, and work together to build a brighter future for all.
What a wonderful vision for the future. And one that feels particularly resonant on this Thanksgiving Day. So as we gather around our tables, let's remember to savor the moment, express our gratitude freely, and carry that spirit of thankfulness with us throughout the year.
And may this Thanksgiving be a time of reflection, appreciation, and renewed commitment to cultivating gratitude in all aspects of our lives.
Happy Thanksgiving to y'all, and may your hearts be filled with joy and gratitude today and always.